Hey, what is up, guys? Master Gamer here. I'm coming at you with another topic today, and this one is surrounding anime. I know, right? Yeah, I'm an anime lover, but that's another story for another day. Today's anime we're going to be talking about is Eureka 7. Now, for those that don't know what Eureka 7 is, big spoiler, I'm about to be explaining a lot of stuff from the first season and the second season, Eureka 7 AO. So if you don't want to hear any spoilers about either the first season of Eureka 7 or the second season of Eureka 7, then I suggest you stop the video as of right now and then go watch another one of my videos from my upload list. Okay, well, for those that are still sticking around, let's get started. Okay, starting from the very first season, Eureka 7. Eureka 7 was basically about this girl, which was a Korean non-human girl, basically a girl made from subcorals, and you had a guy named Richard Thurston who was destined to actually fall in love with this non-human of a girl and prove that subcorals and humans can actually live in the same world. Thus begins, Eureka 7 building the relationship between Eureka and Renton himself, and also not just between them two, everybody on Gecko Estate. But from what Eureka 7 AO stands for is Eureka somehow mysteriously had a fourth kid, and he is on an island and he's wondering where his mother went, which is Eureka apparently from the very first season. And he's looking for her, and has a bunch of questions of why can he control the nearbys, why is he like this, and why is that. But he can't ask his mother because she mysteriously left a couple of months ago from the island to go take care of a new subcoral problem. So then just the journey of Eureka 7 AO begins. He joins up with a crew that tries to resemble the original crew members from Gecko Estate, but I think they horribly fail at that. And he basically goes on this journey to go look for his mother. Now, my problem is with Eureka 7 AO is, it's a multiple things. Plus, the reason why I don't really like AO so much is that I sort of felt like the story was being rushed a bit. I didn't really feel much character development. From what I can see from AO is that her son is basically the sad boy. He doesn't know who he is, why he's here, and why can he do the certain number of things. And he's looking for his mother for answers of why he's able to do all these things that he couldn't think he could do. And I don't really like that basis of a story plot, especially if you're a person coming out of the first season and looking how much potential the first season showed, and like I believe 54 episodes of how they was able to pretty much wrap up dealing with the subcorals and proving, that they can actually coexist with humans and actually live together. And then looking at AO, it's sort of like a slap in the face. It sort of felt like all that effort into developing an awesome storyline in the first one just totally went down the tubes by using this sad, angry boy that doesn't know anything and wants to know everything, and the only way to know everything is he has to find his mother to try to understand everything of why he's been chosen in this whole entire story. To me, I sort of felt like they rushed that just to have something out for the anime lineup back during, I think, 2012, because Eureka 7, it came out, the very first season came out back in 2005, and then 7 years later they have AO. And you would think in AO, they would probably, for over a 7-year, time span, they would probably came up with an awesome story for Eureka and Renton. But I sort of felt like, in that time span, they didn't really think of it too much. And then they saw that the lineup was coming up, and they was probably like, well, we need to put something out for the Eureka franchise. Thus, they came up with the story with AO, and I think it's very, very badly developed. I don't really care for AO. I don't really give a damn about AO. Well, I don't know if that's his name, AO, but I'm just calling him AO. I don't really care about him because he wasn't explained back during the first season. Because back in the first season, and for those that have watched the first season of Eureka 7, Eureka only had three children, and those 3 children came from, when she killed their parents back during her military days, and she took care of them 3 children. It was never explained that she had a 4th child. And I don't really like how they want to make up this fourth child and then wipe out the rest of the children. Like the other three children didn't even matter to the whole Eureka storyline. Like I don't really like how they just, back during the first season they built up their character. Like for them being support characters, they had a really nice characteristic. These are children. She's taking care of them because she wants to learn to be more human. So she cares for them like they're her own children. They call her mother and all this other stuff. And then you got AO coming out, and you don't hear nothing about the children. You don't know what happened to them. Only thing you know is Eureka had one son that's like her, and he can do the same thing as her and could pilot nearbots. I'm like, so what was the point of having three children written back in the first season, and you're just going to wipe them out in the second season? I don't like how, they just sort of wiped out the whole entire Gecko estate crew. It's like they just sort of cleaned the whole entire slate off, and they just kept Eureka. And from what I've seen so far, it's like Renton is going to possibly make a comeback. It's going to be coming back in the third season. But I don't like how they just sort of wiped the entire slate clean. They wiped out, pretty much the original cast of, the first season. They don't explain what happened to all them people. Only thing you know is that you got this kid that's the son of Eureka. Eureka's missing because she went to go deal with a subcore problem, which we all thought was dealt with back during the first season. That's the whole plot build up back from the first season was, to take care of that, make sure the world doesn't rip apart and prove that subcorals and humans can live together. But that's not the case in AO. So much in the case of AO is that, the subcorals are back, they're tearing up stuff, and they're producing these monsters called G monsters, and now they're another type of menace that you have to deal with. It's like the way I wouldn't have wrote AO was leading into a second season is, I wouldn't have fast forward time a bit, showing what Eureka and Renton and the three children have been doing since they last journeyed together with the Gecko estate. They think they pretty much took care of the subcoral problem. I would use the same storyline from, AO, the subcorals are causing problems again. But, show them at a time of peace, show what all the other people from Gecko estate have been doing over the past couple of years since they was all together. And then show the upbringing of, the G monsters and the subcorals, damaging everything. And then that what brings everybody from Gecko estate all together in one to take them on this another adventure. Have more character building for, for Renton and Eureka, to build their relationship more and to show how much their relationship has grown since the very first season. But not just them, show the relationship, how much the relationship has grown between all the supporting characters. For the very first season of Eureka, what I liked was I never hardly see any animes that use their support characters as so much like main characters. You can honestly say during the whole course, yeah, it may have been focused on Eureka and Renton, but in most cases, they will focus on what the other crew members had to feel about the certain situations going on around them, and that's what really kept driving the story forward. Yeah, you may have, Eureka and their problems going on, but there's also other crew members that's having their own problems, and I liked how they, they focused on that. They made sure everybody in Gecko Estate was pretty much, you need to care about them, and they was rememberable. For these new characters, I don't really care nothing about these three damn squadrons. To me, there's annoying. There's no character building. There's nothing to build up to a subplot or a conclusion. Then you got the end. It's showing that, Renton is going to possibly come back in the third season. Eureka's somewhere trapped between time and space, which they don't really hardly explain. It's like they just took her and the Eureka name and Renton and just say, we'll just wipe everything from the first season, say nothing basically happened, and create this whole new environment. But this is part one of this review, guys. I'll be coming out with part two very soon. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in part two of this review of Eureka 7AO. Okay, peace.